Okay, today we're talking about a radical redesign of a classic sport. I want you to imagine handball, but stripped down to its very core. It's faster, it's way more accessible, and it's got one rule that is so strict it changes absolutely everything. This is Handball 4x4. Let's get into it. So, that's a pretty bold claim, isn't it? The idea that you can make a sport more exciting and more equitable at the same time. Well, a new format called Handball 4x4 says it has cracked the code. So, how exactly are they trying to pull this off? Okay, so first things first, let's look at what makes this a whole new experience. We're going to start with the big changes to the players and the court that create this completely different vibe. So what exactly is Handball 4x4? You can think of it as a stripped-down, supercharged version of the game. You just need to remember two words here: fast and simplified. The entire concept is built to crank up the action and just slash the complexity. And this slide really lays out the core difference in a single glance. You've got traditional handball on the left, 7 players packing a full court. And on the right, handball 4x4, with just 4 players on a regular basketball court. Now, this isn't just some small tweak. When you chop the team size almost in half, you get a totally different game with massive ripple effects on space, strategy, and especially the pace. 4. That really is the magic number here. Each team gets just 4 players on the court at any one time. You've got 3 field players and 1 goalie. It sounds like a simple change, but trust me, it fundamentally rewires the entire game's geometry and speed. And this is exactly why that number 4 is so important. With fewer players, there's just nowhere to hide. Every single player gets way more touches on the ball, they're facing more chances to score, and they're forced to make critical decisions constantly. It totally transforms the game from this kind of slow, methodical chess match into a non-stop, super dynamic flow for everyone on the court. All right, so we've covered the players. Now, what about the court? This is where the whole format gets really, really clever because the choice of playing area is just a masterclass in accessibility. This right here is an absolute game changer. I mean, think about it. Full-size handball courts, they aren't exactly on every street corner. But basketball courts? They're in pretty much every school, every community center, every gym. This one simple decision makes Handball 4x4 incredibly easy to organize and play just about anywhere. And here's the genius part. You might be wondering, how do you create that handball goal circle without painting new lines all over the place? Well, you don't. You just use the three-point line that's already there for basketball. The field players can't step inside it. It's so simple, it's elegant, and it means any basketball court is instantly ready for a game of Handball 4x4. Of course, you can't just change the court and the players without also changing the rules. And for Handball 4x4, the rules are designed with 2 main goals in mind: keep the game moving fast and make it fundamentally fair. And just look at how these rules fuel that intensity. The entire game is just 2 4-minute halves. Substitutions are flying, meaning they're happening on the clock, on the fly. And this is crucial. After a goal, there's no reset, no center throw-off. The goalie just grabs the ball, puts it back in play, and the action keeps on rolling. It is absolutely relentless. But of all the rules, this is the one. This is the one that completely redefines the game. And I am not exaggerating. In Handball 4x4, physical foul play is just not allowed. Period. The consequence for breaking this rule is what makes it all work. There are no 2-minute suspensions, no free throws, none of that. It is brutally simple. If you foul someone, the other team is instantly awarded a goal. Bam. That incredibly harsh penalty forces a complete mental rewiring of how you even think about playing defense. So this no-foul philosophy forces a total shift in strategy. All of a sudden, defense isn't about physical contact anymore. It's about smart positioning, anticipation, and winning the ball cleanly. It gets rid of all those long stoppages, keeping the game incredibly fluid. But maybe most importantly, it levels the playing field. When pure size and strength are no longer the deciding factors, the game becomes about speed, skill, and intelligence. And that makes it way more accessible to a much wider range of athletes. So, we've seen how it's played, we get it. But let's talk about why this format is so beneficial. Not just for the players, but for coaches, and really for the entire handball community. For the players themselves, the advantages are pretty obvious. Like we said, with fewer people on the court, you are constantly involved. You get more ball touches, you're going to take more shots, and you're right in the middle of the action way more often than in a traditional game. It's an absolutely incredible tool for developing your skills. And coaches, they love this format, especially during the preseason. It lets them run these super high intensity, game like drills to build up stamina and skill. But, and this is the key, because there's no physical contact, the risk of injury is way, way lower. It delivers all the fitness and technical benefits of a real game without all the physical wear and tear. But let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture, because this format is a powerful tool for actually growing the sport. It's so easy to set up tournaments in small towns, it's perfect for school sports programs, and it can help introduce handball to communities that have never even had access to a proper court before. Now, it's really, really important to stress this point. The goal of Handball 4x4 isn't to replace the 7-on-7 game that we all know and love. No way. It's meant to exist alongside it, as a complementary format that can offer new training opportunities and, hopefully, bring new people into the sport. And honestly, this quote just summarizes it all perfectly. Handball 4x4 is a fast, intense, and easily organized form of handball that enables a dynamic, fair, and action-packed game through simple rules. It really hits the nail on the head. Which, of course, leaves us with a fascinating question to chew on. Right now, Handball 4x4 is seen as a supplement, a training tool. But in a sporting world that seems to value speed, skill, and safety more and more, you gotta wonder, is this just a clever new format, or are we actually getting a little glimpse of handball's future? Something to think about.